Where can you paddle inside rock?
Wow, Grant, this is amazing.
And see the largest powwow in North America. Find out right now as you come along to Discover Wisconsin.
Hello and welcome to Discover Wisconsin.
Beauty awaits around each bend. The enchantment never ends. For every season there's another reason for you to come discover Wisconsin.
Hi everyone, I'm Emmy Fink. Some of the most breathtaking natural beauty can be found on our state's tribal lands. Today we'll discover why these are also great places to take in the native culture and have some fun.
Our first stop is the Crosse Ray Reservation in northwest Wisconsin near Hayward. Home to the Crosse Ray Ojibwe Community College, this place also holds a piece of history.
We're here today at the Crosse Ray Cultural Center, and Ray, can you talk about this beautiful space and the importance of this facility?
Well, the Cultural Center represents an opportunity for the Crosse Ray people to preserve and share their knowledge with visitors from all over the world.
I'd love to learn more about this space. Can we go on a tour?
Oh, sure.
Great.
Well, one of the objects of the Cultural Center is not only to focus on the past of the Crosse Ray people, but also look at the present and future through some of the more contemporary artwork we have on display here.
At the center, you'll also discover many cultural pieces and historic artifacts, some of which are centuries old.
I love this jingle dress here. Can you tell me really what that's made out of?
Yes, this is actually a very old jingle dress. It's a traditionally made jingle dress in that the jingles themselves are made out of the tops from old Copenhagen snuff cans.
What about the different costumes and the outfits that people wear? They all mean different things.
Yes, I mean, different tribes have different ways of dancing, and that kind of dictates the way that the costume is designed, such as that outfit in back is a grass dancer, and they're more dynamic, energetic, so their costume is more fluid, more flowing.
You can see all the traditional types of dress at the largest powwow in North America.
Every summer in July, we have what we call the Honor the Earth Homecoming Powwow, and that's where we invite all tribal members to come and reunite with their families, but also invite people from across the state, across the nation to come visit us and see the Ojibwe people and see what a traditional powwow was all about.
This celebration lasts all weekend long and features traditional music, food, and gifts, as well as dancers, drummers, and singers. Do you hear that? It's another familiar sound, especially when it comes to winter in Wisconsin.
This is the top factory-sponsored racers in the world, and these guys are the same snowmobilers that compete in the X Games. They're here stopping at El Steel Casino. We're gonna have freestyler sleds here. These snowmobilers are gonna be doing backflips in the air. This is amazing to watch. We host some of the biggest events in northern Wisconsin. This is the place to be, not only this weekend, but weekends throughout the year.
The LCO Casino Lodge and Convention Center features entertainment inside as well, with over 650 slot machines, bingo, and gaming tables. And if you need a place to stay, the LCO Lodge or the Landing Resort has you covered. Located right on the Chippewa flowage, visitors can also head straight out onto over 15,000 acres of water.
Hey, you're not supposed to shoot me on the way out. This wind does nothing for my hair.
Once we found a hot spot, we baited our hooks.
It's a good one. I can tell this is going to catch a big fish because it's extra slimy.
And then threw our lines in the water.
So Denny, what makes fishing on the Chippewa flowage so great?
Well, there's always the challenge of breaking the world record muskie that was caught here in 1949. And then the panfish is really fantastic fishing.
Boy, Denny sure wasn't joking.
Oh, just a little guy. Look at how cute he is.
I kept reeling them in one after another.
He's bigger than the last one.
Well, they weren't world record muskies, but I was pretty impressed. To find out more about fishing on the Chippewa flowage, just head to discoverwisconsin.com and choose the Crosse Ray Band of Ojibwe as your destination.
Help.
Up next,
it's fragile. you know, to wind, to water level fluctuations, boat wave traffic, anything.
Find out what fragile plant is being restored when we come back. We're back discovering more of Wisconsin's tribal lands. A lot of work goes into protecting and keeping Wisconsin's tribal lands and waterways so pristine. In fact, some areas are even being restored or repurposed to bring back more of the historic nature of tribal lands in the state.
With this project, what we're trying to do is help people so that they don't have to travel so far away when they used to just live some of the largest stands in wild rice in all of North America. And so what we're trying to do is bring it back so people can just use it right at home like they used to.
After discovering that this abandoned cranberry marsh would be better suited as a wild rice bed, the Crosse Ray tribe has worked on converting over 30 acres of land. The conversion will have many positive environmental benefits, plus will provide a prime food source for wildlife.
That's why this project's so critical, you know. It gives us an opportunity to create a seed bank for areas of the reservation that we want to restore. And hopefully in the future we'll restore at least partially back to what the Crosse Ray people had once.
Several fish hatcheries on tribal lands are also helping to restore the fish population in Wisconsin's lakes and rivers. The largest tribal hatchery on the Lac du Flambeau Reservation has raised nearly 600 million walleye fry and 2.5 million muskie fry since 1960. Fish eggs are harvested from local lakes and hatched in incubators. Some of the newly hatched fish, or fry, are put back into area lakes right away, and others continue to be raised at the hatchery until they are fingerling size and then are also released.
What we're trying to do is raise the fish necessary for stocking the waters to support subsistence fishing as well as the sport fishing industry.
Sport fishing has also played an important role in a yearly gathering of tribal, DNR, federal, and state government leaders who partner together to help manage Wisconsin's resources.
There we go. That's nice. I credit this event with some of the thawing of the relations because we really got to know everybody as a person. We know they have their constituency, we know their arguments, and we got to know people in the fishing sense rather than on the phone or in the boardroom or at the desk.
This is really one of the exciting opportunities that I have, building on those relationships with the tribes and the state and learning how we can work together to manage the resources and most importantly build that trust and relationship because we all care about the same thing, which is the future of the resource, and that's what we're here to do together.
I think the future looks bright. I think out of these type of events we get better relationships. Everybody talks about how we can go further and better, and that's really what it's going to take. More of these to come on board.
To learn more about places to fish in Wisconsin, just visit discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to visit us on Facebook to tell us where your favorite fishing spots are.
Stay tuned. We're heading north to the Cliff Reservation on the shores of Lake Superior, and you don't want to miss this stunning scenic beauty.
Welcome back to Discover Wisconsin. Our tribal journey continues. The Cliff Reservation is just minutes from Bayfield in northern Wisconsin, right along Lake Superior and the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore.
Part of our heritage is we share in who we are through the environment we live in. In fact, just recently, we are one of the tribes, first in the nation, to establish a Frog Bay Tribal National Park. We're close to life, and what I mean by close to life is there's one element of our life that is most important to us, and that's water.
With 20 miles of shoreline surrounding Cliff, Lake Superior truly is part of the reservation.
You go out in the lake. You go out in the lake in your canoe, your kayak, and turn around and look back. When the sun is shining, you'll see the cliffs are red, and they shine red. A place that's red, Misquabikong. So really to get the essence of this place and the name and why We call it Red Cliff or Misquabican. You got to go out in the lake.
Visitors have several options to head out onto the lake and see the Red Cliffs. My guide, Grant, and I paddled our way to the Red Cliffs to take a look.
This brownstone wraps all around the Red Cliff Indian Reservation, and there are numbers of islands in the parks that have real concentrations of these caves that are just spectacular.
Grant, is there any way we can get inside of those sea caves?
Yeah, let's get up a little closer. There's kind of that long, narrow one ahead, and we can get back in there and feel what it's like to be paddling inside a rock.
Cool. Wow, Grant, this is amazing. How old are these sea caves?
Well, the oldest layers of sandstone on the bottom are about 1.2 billion years old. And then the most recent layer is 600 million years old.
Nature continues to slowly carve delicate arches and passageways into these sandstone cliffs, making this area a new adventure every time you visit. Paddlers can also get up close and personal with several shipwrecks out in the water.
So we're inside the hull right now. You can see some of the beams and the metal strapping that's been sitting there for 105 years. It's really a neat thing to be able to see it from just a little boat like this.
Grant also took me by Legendary Waters Resort and Casino, which had their grand opening in 2011. Wait, is that who I think it is?
This is a four-season, world-class destination. So congratulations.
We were excited to run into our dear friend Stephanie Klett when she presented the first Travel Green certificate to a Native American tribe in Wisconsin.
We are a 78,000 square foot resort and casino. We have many amenities on site, including a 47-slip marina, 2 campgrounds. One campground is adjacent to the resort, the other is on the other side of the Red Cliffs. And we also have a restaurant, gift shop and lounge, and event and convention center. The Heritage Wall outlines the entire history of the Red Cliff tribe, showcasing some of the Native American art. There's also garments and tools and things like that.
You can also learn more about the Red Cliff tribe's culture and history by attending their annual powwow in July. Looking for some traditional art? The Native Spirit Gifts and Gallery features locally made gifts, books, and cultural displays. I've got a challenge for you. Can you guess what the word Anamashi means in the Ojibwe language?
Hi, how are you?
I'm about to sail away and find out.
Let's go sailing.
All right. So I'm gonna help you drive, and you're gonna what?
I'm gonna be bringing the fenders in, making up the line up forward, and then I'm gonna be putting the sail up. One sail goes up, the other one will be pulled out from back here. So are we ready?
We're ready.
Off I go.
Captain Paul raised the sail.
He's pretty trusting.
Then headed back to the helm so we could trim the sail.
We are now sailing along, or what I say, Anamashi, sailing away.
So what are the perfect sailing conditions?
I believe the perfect sailing conditions out here are probably any given day. This is such a confined area, the Apostle Islands. One of the things that makes it so wonderful for sailing is that the worst of weather doesn't always get into us in here as bad as it does in the open lake, which makes just about every day of the summer we're sailing. Okay, now that the sails are up and we're moving along nicely, why don't you give it a try?
Sounds great.
Take over the helm.
So we want to stay going towards the sun.
We do.
I kind of feel like I'm in charge of something really big.
Well, you are. You are right now in charge of a big 34-foot boat.
After my driving duties were done, Captain Paul told me to head up to the bow to enjoy the view and relax. I know what you're thinking. And yes, my job is kind of rough. Sometimes. You can schedule your sailing or kayaking trip on Lake Superior right now. Just head to discoverwisconsin.com and choose the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior, Chippewa as your destination. Stay tuned for more ideas on how you can discover Wisconsin's tribal lands and stories. Welcome back to our tour of Wisconsin's tribal lands. The 11 Native American tribes of Wisconsin all have their own way of welcoming you into their community. Visitors can explore the beauty and feel the excitement each tribe has to offer. There are over 500,000 acres of land to discover in the 11 sovereign nations.
My tribal elders and family elders, they would tell me a story about this piece of land, who lived there before that, where they used to go fishing. And they would say there's a story to every piece of land on our reservation. And I'm thinking, if there's our story, there's got to be a story to every piece of land in Wisconsin.
Pristine lakes, rivers and streams, towering forests, and ancient wild rice beds are all teeming with an abundance of wildlife. Visitors can learn about the conservation practices that are used to sustain the habitat and population of the many native plants and animals.
The swimming up in LCO, the lake up on the Menominee Reservation is incredible. The Red Cliff tribes, I mean, their reservation oversees the Apostle Islands. It's like going to a different part of the country in some of the reservations.
The tribes invite you into their communities to learn about their history, their culture, their way of life.
There's over 560 different tribes in the United States. We're all different, speak a different language, eat different food, have different dress. Our dwellings, housings were different.
You can visit the many tribal museums to relive the days of fur trading or follow the journey each tribe took to settle where they are today. And by learning about each tribe's past, you can appreciate the present and the future. Native and non-native people are also encouraged to attend any of the numerous powwows taking place throughout the year, featuring the grace and charm of the fancy, jingle, and traditional dancers. Some powwows also allow visitors to join in and feel the connection to the drum themselves. If you need more time to explore, there are a number of resorts owned and operated on tribal lands. You can also bring the clubs for a round of championship golf. Enjoy live entertainment in both grand and intimate venues. And find a great night's sleep in both rustic and luxurious accommodations. And if you happen to like the thrill of spinning slots, the shuffling of cards, or the tumbling of numbered balls, they have that covered as well.
There are all kinds of tourism opportunities that tribes can tap into and share more of their story.
Wisconsin's tribal lands give you the chance to explore, discover, and feel what every tribe has to offer.
There are 11 Native American tribes throughout Wisconsin, each featuring their own unique blend of culture and entertainment. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com to learn more and plan your next trip. I'm Emmy Fink, and we'll see you out on the road discovering Wisconsin.
You know, Wisconsin is filled with so many exciting things to do.
So travel Wisconsin and find out for yourself.
There's a destination just waiting to be discovered by you.
For more information and bonus video from the episode, go to discoverwisconsin.com. While you're there, click on the Cadiddle link to watch entire episodes from this season or past seasons. And don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Discover Wisconsin Radio all across the state.